So I've decided to have a foray, I don't know if that's the right word, a foray into the world of FPV drone flying. I've been flying my own little drone for the last, through 2022, and I've really enjoyed it. I felt like I picked up the idea of, the technique and the way you fly a drone really quickly. I took it out, probably the third time I went flying with my drone. I took it out in Dale in Pembrokeshire and went flying over the water, following windsurfers all around, supping, and power boats and stuff like that. And it was really good fun. And I found that I just sort of really intuitively kind of just got it. And also throughout the year, I've been really kind of getting into watching some of these FPV drone pilots who can do totally mad acrobatic stuff, but also some of the more cinematic things. I saw a few bits on, was it not Frozen Planet Earth 2 maybe? I think that came out this year, Planet Earth 2. One of those incredible David Attenborough documentaries, and some of the shots in that, you could tell that they were using an FPV drone, and it just looked incredible, kind of like zooming down a massive waterfall and things like that. And I was just like, wow, you could get some incredible shots. So I figured, hey, why not give it a go? Let's get involved. Obviously, it's a bit of an investment to jump straight in and do a new hobby like that and just go out and start flying, and the chances of crashing, I can tell you from my experience so far, very high. So I got myself a sort of entry-level FPV remote controller, which can plug into the simulator on my computer I've got in the office, which is a fantastic way to start. So if you are thinking of starting, this was about £50, I think. And yeah, you plug it into any number of simulators that are available on the internet. I've got one from Steam called Liftoff, and you can just straight away plug and play, fly. Really good fun. So I've done a bit of practice on a simulator on my phone, which had mixed results. It's not quite the same on the phone because, one, you've got a smaller screen, but also you've got to use your thumbs on the screen to maneuver, so it's a bit different. And I have had a bit of practice already on the drone simulator with the controller, and it is really good fun. And I just wanted to sort of document my progress, because I think it's interesting to hold yourself accountable and show people what can be done, and practice. So I'm going to practice between sort of 10 to 20 minutes a day, maybe a little bit more, depending on how addicted I get, and just see how I go. And hopefully by the time the summer comes, or even spring, I'll have the skills to actually purchase the proper drone, get the goggles on, and actually get some fantastic real life shots. So that's the aim. Hopefully going to go to Iceland next year, hopefully going to line up some projects where we're filming sort of sailing boats out on the water as well. That'll be really good fun to see some shots from the FPV drone for that. So let's get ourselves into Liftoff and plug the controller back in. So now you can see I'm actually in the air, so I need to get the controller working. There we go. Right. So I've practiced a little bit. You need to arm the drone. And let's take off and have a little fly around. So this isn't my first time flying, but I'm still getting used to it. So it's really, so the differences are, so when you're flying a normal DJI drone, the drone will center itself. If you let go of a stick, it will center itself. So with this drone, if I roll to the right and let go of the sticks, it keeps on going, and it's about to crash. So I need to rectify that. So any movements you make stay plugged in until you adjust it back to the right way. So it's quite difficult to kind of, for example, hover the drone in place. There's lots of minor little movements you need to make in order to get that to work. So it's really tricky. But I'm going to have a little fly around this field, maybe do some... Whoa, there's a tree there. See what I mean? Scary. I'm going to have a little fly around this tree, around this field. Oh my word. There we go. There's a crash. Woohoo! Just fly through a tree, because you can do that in the simulator apparently. And here we go. Right, let's have a little fly around this field, see if we can make some nice turns through the field. Going very slowly, keeping our altitude. Big turn. Ooh. Okay, cool. And then a big turn. Okay, we've picked up a lot. So now you can see why you practice in the simulator. It's mad. Right, let's take off again. Okay, here we go. Let's try and keep the speed slow. And then big turn, big turn, big turn. Okay, that's better. And then I'm drifting a little bit. That's okay. Oh God. So the thing I have to remember is that when I'm in the sim, it's definitely okay to crash. Okay. So I've done about maybe 2 hours of practice in the simulator so far, so this isn't the first time, and it does often take a little bit of time to get back into it after the weekend, it seems. Oh God, yeah. And it's so easy to just sort of lose yourself. And this isn't even using the goggles yet, so I don't have the disorientation of totally immersing myself. I'm intrigued to see what that's like, but it's very... Okay, let's get out of this field. Let's try a different field. Let's try this field. Okay, I'm going to try and keep myself slower. So I'm trying to practice with, practice with purpose. So keeping the altitude as drifting into the trees there. Okay. So I'm trying to keep the altitude and the speed relatively regular, because I think being able to actually control the aircraft, and purposefully make your drone go the speed you want it to, I think is really important. And the height, oh Christ. And you can see the stick movements on the bottom there. You can see that it's constant movements on the sticks to kind of keep the drone kind of moving forwards and at a speed that you want. It's really tricky. You probably notice I'm kind of like leaning a lot as well as I fly. It's this weird kind of compulsion to lean as I'm going through the course, which is quite weird. But yeah, it's good fun. It's it takes a lot of concentration. I was playing on the mobile phone sim app on Thursday evening. I'd been playing on the drone on the simulator for a bit whilst I was in the office, and then at home I had some spare time. I was playing on the mobile phone sim, and I noticed that I wasn't quite as good as I was earlier in the day. And the only thing I could think of, the only variable that was different was that I'd had maybe half a bottle of wine. So it seems that flying a drone under the influence of a lovely bottle of Rioja is not quite... it's not advisable. But hey, I was in the sim, so why not? Woo! Oh, I'm in a tree. And you can do so with an FPV drone, you can do mad stuff like this. Whee! You can do little flips and loops and stuff. And you can kind of go, ooh. Oh my word. So this is quite fun. So yeah, this is the first few minutes of me really kind of purposefully practicing, I suppose. And over the next few weeks, I'll do a few more videos because it's quite fun. It's quite fun to watch someone messing around. Anyway, I'm going to land. There we go. Right, landed. So that's my first sort of, well, almost first foray, I still don't know if that's the right word, into flying an FPV drone. It's really good fun. I'm going to kind of document my progress as I go. If you've enjoyed watching that and you want to sort of see how I go over the next few weeks and couple of months maybe. Obviously subscribe to YouTube, give it a like. You're going to see some more videos coming up over next year as well over on YouTube as well, about marketing, using video marketing for your outdoor business, and maybe some more kind of vloggy stuff as well. I'm really enjoying being on camera, having a chat. Hopefully you're enjoying listening to me having a chat. And yeah, so give it a subscribe, follow me around and see how I get on. Cheers.